Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Cosmic Gems. Today is going to be a 30-day recap slash update. I'm actually on like day 50 something, but I decided I wanted to do a video on how the first 30 days went, things that I learned, and takeaways, things that I want to incorporate moving forward that I didn't, that I wish I did. So in my first 30 days of using Tirzepatide, I lost 16 pounds. Okay, so could I have done better? Yeah, I could have pushed myself harder. I could have did more, but I didn't. Like, I had a lot of ups and downs. Things were going on during that time, but we made it through. So I lost 16 pounds, and I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that. 10 things that written down so I don't forget. They aren't in order, but I think number one is number one for a reason. And the issue that I had with constipation, and I think that whenever you're having a side effect, what I've learned from that is to deal with it immediately. Like, I was kind of like letting things go too far, and you should not do that because you could just make matters worse. If you're dealing with something with like constipation, the first day you don't go, the next day you need to be hopping on it and fixing that thing. Do not let it linger more than one day, whatever you have going on, because you can make the problem worse if you don't deal with it immediately. Number two, thing that I have learned during this journey is stress. Stress. They say stress is a silent killer. Stress is a fat storage. Stress is all of those things that can work against you. And during the times that I was dealing with stress, I wasn't losing anything at that time. Like, 3 days later, like when I figure out, how to combat the stress, then, I would start back losing again. But dealing with stress, find an outlet. It's very important to find an outlet to deal with stress. Don't just let stress rob your progress, because it will. So find that thing that you love, whether it's a hobby or, just getting out into sun, walking, hiking, finding an activity you love, writing, journaling, whatever that thing is, do that thing. Do not let stress steal your progress. Next, I want to talk about injection sites. Injection sites are not created equal. And again, I'm just doing a 30-day recap. I can't, I don't know a lot, but I know enough. And I know all injection sites are not created equal. Last week I had a time. I did my injection in my left arm, and it was almost like I hadn't taken the injection at all. My first 3 weeks, I did my stomach. That fourth week, I did the back of my arm. Big mistake. It did not go well for me. I hear people say sometimes you have to try an injection site more than once. Like, if it didn't work out for you, you move her around, and then you come back and you try it again, and it might be more beneficial the second time. I don't know if I'm going to even risk it, because, I have so much weight to lose. I have a long way to go. And I don't know if I want to just be wasting time going back to something that did not work for me. So what I've learned is all injection sites are not created equal. Number four, you don't have to like perceive this journey, lifestyle, if you want to call it, as a race. When I first started, I was like, I just want to knock it out, get everything done, as quick as possible. Like, do you want to be the tortoise or do you want to be the hare? And like, there's some benefits to being the hare, fast and hurry and getting everything. Because it's like, once you see such big, the scale is moving fast, it gives you more motivation to keep going. But then I think, like with the hare, even though it's coming off slower, you can still find the good thing in that as well, because your body, you're not putting your body in like this fight or flight position, one, and two, I think it's more easier to adopt it as a lifestyle when you're not like trying to just do all these restrictions and constantly in the gym. Is like, are you going to still be able to keep up with those things once the weight comes off? So I don't think you have to like run a race per se. You know, you can. There's like more than one tool to get a job done. You know, there's plenty tools you can use to get a job done. You don't have to be, speedy. You don't have to, go super slow when you know you're doing all the wrong things and then you're not making any progress. And then you can be in the middle. You can be in that gray area where you still have some treats. You still doing exercise. You're still, watching your calories, or run your race. However you want to do it, fast, slow, medium. It's up to you. Like, don't let nobody tell you how to run your race. Number five. I think is important, which I've learned by being on this medication. Plus, it makes it so much easier to get back on track. If last week was rough for me, I lost 1 pound. My daughter is visiting from Missouri, so me, my family, like we've been out having a good time, going to restaurants, going to diners, just having a good time, spending time with my daughter. She lives in a different state. I ain't did a video over a week. I'm vlogging, but I gotta catch up. I know. Hello. Her, my mom, my niece, we all, got together. We all been hanging out, and my diet has been crap for the past couple of days. And, she leaves tomorrow. So after she, get on the plane to go back home, I could go back to doing what I was doing, before she arrived. And I think the Tirzepatide makes it easier for you to get back on track and do the thing that you were doing to get the weight off. So that's the one thing that I learned about this is just get back on track. Before I was taking this medication, it would be so much harder because it's like once you break your diet and once you get out of routine, you kind of be like, oh, I'll get back Monday or next week. And it's be so much harder to focus and get back on track. But this medication makes it much easier for you to like lock in and get back on track. And I love that about the Tirzepatide. Number 6, comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. What I learned during this process is to not compare myself to anybody else. This is my life, and just because this person might have lost, 25 or 20 pounds that first month, and I lost 16, I had to not focus on what other people are doing. Even though I like watching other YouTube channels about being on a GLP-1, I still have to figure out how to just take in the information and not compare what they have going on against what I have going on, and vice versa. Comparison can be the thief of joy. I watch, people's content, of course, get some inspiration or some knowledge that you may not have, but do not compare yourself to other people. And that's how I started out when I first was like, oh man, before I even took the medication, I'm like, man, this person's dropping weight like crazy. I hope it worked out well for me. And then, when I wasn't having such, a great week, I would reflect back to maybe a video I saw, like, child, please. I don't have time to be worrying about what other people doing. I could watch, again, you could watch videos for inspiration and information, things that you don't know, you may need help with. And somebody who's been on the medication for like 2 years, they may know, have a wealth of knowledge. But still do your own thing and don't compare yourself to anyone else but you. You're just comparing yourself to the you from last year. Are you doing better than him or her? That's the only person you need to be comparing yourself to. Number 7, keep doing the things that you were doing that was working. Keep doing the good things. And what I mean by that is, especially if you find yourself dealing with a side effect. Like I had this time when I was dealing with constipation, and I was like taking my multivitamins. I was, taking my iron because I'm anemic. I was making sure I was getting my 20, 30 minute walk every day. Like I had like these set of things that I was doing most days. And then like when the constipation started to like creep in and bother me, I kind of was falling back on those things. I was like walking less. I was forgetting my vitamins. I was falling back on the water because I'm like, oh, I need to find something to do with this constipation. Now all of a sudden, all my attention was directed towards the constipation and not, you know, doing two things at once. We can chew gum and walk at the same time. I can focus on the constipation, but I also can keep doing all the things that I was doing that was giving me results. So that's number 7 for me, is to keep doing the good things that are working for you, even when some things are going wrong. Yes, find a solution for that thing, but still keep doing the good things that are doing good for you. Number 8. Oh my gosh, number 8, tracking your calories. You don't have to track your calories forever, but I think it's very important to really see how much you're eating and the things that you are putting in your mouth. We underestimate how many calories that we are eating. And I kept doing that. I kept underestimating because I'd be thinking in my mind, oh, this wasn't nothing but this. But once I downloaded my MyFitnessPal and I literally start tracking and weighing the things, child, I was over like 600-700 calories often when I was doing my guesstimations. When I was actually weighing and tracking and putting the things in the app, I realized that I was underestimating. I was like way off. Now I'm using Food Unity, so like everything I'm using the meal prep service, so I don't feel like weighing and tracking. I still track the things through that I'm getting through Food Unity, but I don't have to weigh it anymore. Everything is like prepackaged, so I got too much going on. I be working overtime. I just stopped working overtime. So maybe I have more time to cook. I don't have to deal with Food Unity anymore because I'm falling back on the overtime because it was just stressing me out more. So yeah, maybe I should cancel that. Maybe, I'm gonna have more spare time. So I guess I'll have more time to cook. So, but anyhow, I was using Food Unity to help alleviate with the tracking and the weighing because I was working so many hours. But tracking your calories is super important because our estimations be off. I'm telling you. is I don't know, food company, whatever, corporations, whatever. It's by design to make you just eat more anyway. So if it's designed to make you eat more, you're underestimating how much you're eating. Trust. Number 9, it's okay to, number 9, what I learned is okay to push myself more. And I'm saying this as one of the things that I want to do moving forward. Not my first 30 days, what I want to incorporate now, because I was kind of like going at a medium pace. And I'm just like, well, this is going to be my new lifestyle for a while. So I don't have to rush. I can take my time. I'll get there when I get there. But it's like, it's good to like push yourself too. It's good to like make your body and your mind a little bit uncomfortable because there's growth in that. Like everything don't just have to be, easy peasy. Like, that may not necessarily be that beneficial if I'm not like really putting any hard work, because the things that I've been doing actually have not been hard. I'm just keep it all the way real. I do my little 20-30 minute walk. I track my calories, and that's pretty much it. And I walk like 4 days a week, and I track my calories. I try to stay under 2,000 calories. That's it. I ain't dropped my carbs. I ain't been to a gym. I walk 3-4 times a week. I should be doing it every day, really. And maybe get a gym membership. I don't know if I'm gonna get a gym membership, but I definitely want to increase my steps. That's for sure. That's one thing that I want to add to my metaphorical plate, is to take more steps, to be more active. Instead of only walking 3-4 days a week, I want to start walking at least 7 days a week. And Yes. So push myself more, or it's okay to push yourself more, to work harder. And number 10, track your weight more than one way. Oh my God. I don't know how I did not pick this up. Like, I just been using the scale as a as the litmus test. Like, I just been using the scale as the monitor of how much weight I lost, when I should be taking pictures, using measuring tapes, paying attention to how I feel in my clothes, paying attention to my information. Like, use more things to gauge progress. The scale is like, because there's days where I will get on the scale and the scale will say that, oh, I didn't lose anything, or maybe I gained a couple of ounces, but I felt physically lighter. Like, I didn't have any inflammation. I felt a little better in my body. So just using the scale as a tracker, I don't think is sufficient enough. I think you should use more things. I already brought me a measuring tape from the TikTok shop, and I'm going to start taking pictures like what days I'm off, every Saturday. I'm going to put in some, not naked. Put a little bra, a little underwears, and just take a picture. Take a picture of my progress at least once a week. Measure myself at least once a week. And just not only go based on just what the scale say, and what the not only just go based on what the scale say. Have other ways of measuring progress. Have other ways to measure progress is what I mean. That is what number 10, and another thing that I want to incorporate moving forward. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share if you care. And I'm out. Hey.